Welcome to my writer's room. I'm BT Higgins. All right, welcome to lesson 3.5. I brought in a special guest for this lesson. I'm going to call the segment The Recommendations of Rabid Readers. That's just more of a joke. But I brought in someone who reads a lot of books, and I asked him, of all the different books he's read, what would he recommend as his top book? Now, maybe not like the number one of all time, but what would he recommend? And he had a really quick answer. And so I'm going to go through some of those questions with him, and we're going to talk about the author that he recommends and see if we can just learn a little bit about writing and about his opinions as we go through. Welcome to the show, Sam.
Hello.
It's funny to call it a show.
Yeah, it is. It's just you sitting downstairs recording 6 inches away from a microphone while I'm sleeping. It's basically what it is.
Why, you're sleeping?
Well.
Oh, you mean normally?
Yeah, normally.
Yeah, well, thanks for letting the cat out of the bag.
You're welcome.
Okay, question number 1. We're going to go through these, and we don't have to stick with these, but we're going to start with these, okay? So, of all the books that you have read and could have chosen, you picked what?
I picked the Unwanteds by Lisa McMann.
Okay, I want to know first, why did you choose the Unwanteds?
Well, it's just a really good book. I really like the storyline. It's very creative and not... Like, there's some books that kind of follow the same story, but this is lots of branching out different ways. And the unique kind of magic really brings a fun twist into reading these books.
Okay. So you like the twists, you like that it seemed kind of original from, you read a lot of different books, and so you maybe are to the point where you can kind of spot the patterns and you spot the normal way that a story goes. You're saying that this one surprised you in some ways?
Yeah, it was just really unique and just the storyline, very unique, and I really liked it.
Okay, tell me some of the things that you thought made it unique.
Mainly the magic, because it's like creativity magic.
Really? Explain that.
So basically, it's really hard.
That's all right. I mean, you don't have to explain it perfectly. Just, what do you mean? How does it work?
Well, basically, your creativity kind of turns on the magic. So then,
it's the switch, and so instead of Harry Potter's wand,
it's
your creativity?
Yeah, like there's components, and you use the creativity of your magic to kind of get those components magical.
Okay, so it kind of creates the power, like a mix of whatever your skill is. So what are some examples of the creativity that people use?
So there's creativity like in art, so there's something called like a 3D door, and that's just basically you're painting a door so detailed that it literally pops out from the page and opens the door to where it actually is. Like if you paint a window and you paint it perfectly, it's a 3D window, and then you can open the window, and the window will actually open in the real time.
In order to make that magic work, you have to learn to paint so realistically, and then that unlocks the magic.
And other things, it's like musical things, like you do a special tune, and the creative magic does something with it.
Oh, okay, so is it all kind of like artistic creativity, or is there like
a lot of it is artistic creativity, but some of it isn't, but most of it is.
Okay, and so you like that. You've seen other kinds of magics in different worlds and different books then?
Oh yeah, of course, just like Harry Potter, the wand magic.
Yeah.
And then it's really hard to think of it because I'm currently reading them.
You're currently reading the
Unwanteds quests, and that's
okay.
about the sisters of the two main characters.
So Unwanteds is the name of the first novel, and then there's a whole series. Actually, I think I have them written down here. Hold on, let me find where they're written. There's a whole series of, what is that, 6 or 7? Island of Silence, Island of Fire, Island of Legends, Island of Shipwrecks, Island of Graves, Island of Dragons, however many I just read there. And then there's like a spin-off series, Unwanted Quests. So you're doing Unwanted Quests.
Yes, I'm on, I think, the second to last book. It just came out. Well, actually, I'm listening on audiobook because I like to fidget with my fingers. But it's very I like it a lot more. I just think it's, I don't know, I guess I just like it more than the Unwanteds, but
Okay, so you think Unwanted Quests is even better than Unwanteds?
Yeah, but not by much.
So okay, but you're recommending Wanteds because it's what? It's because it's book one.
Yeah,
it's the beginning of it all.
Book one. Yeah.
Do you have to read the beginning of it all to understand it?
I would highly, highly recommend reading the first one because there's a lot of characters, conflicts that you're not gonna understand at all if you don't read the first, second, third, so on. Because I tried to do that once. I think I think I read like the first two, then I tried to read like the fifth, and I had literally no idea what they were talking about.
All right, good. All right, my second question was, tell me about the book. Well, we just did that.
Yeah.
You just explained. You want to explain any more details other than the magic to kind of give me a frame of the book? Don't give everything away because they might want to read this.
Yeah, I'll do a little bit, but basically it's an island and there's two sides of the island. Quill, which is no artistic, no creativity at all, and Arteme, which is where the magic is, where all the creative magic is. And basically, Quill throws out all the creative people because they think it's gonna ruin their city or whatnot, and they throw them to Arteme. But there's a twist in there. But
and so that's what the they're unwanted, so they're tossed out. And then they've kind of made their own little society on the other side.
Yeah,
of the
like
island.
the first Unwanted discovered the magic and built Arteme. But Quill does not know about Arteme, so they think they're killing the people, the Unwanteds. But then the Unwanteds realize that they have a wonderful life now.
Okay. Hopefully we didn't spoil anything there because if I remember, I think I read the first chapter or two of this of Unwanteds, but that was all unknown. But I think they figured it out pretty quick. So.
Oh yeah, just like the first two chapters, I think.
Gotcha.
And there are plenty more surprises.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the author is Lisa McMahon. You've mentioned some things about her creativity. But what do you think she does good as a writer?
I think I think the character personalities, they're very unique and different from a lot of other books I've read. Okay. And I just think she's just a really amazing writer. Okay.
Real engaging, real detailed, real. We already said creative. Mm-hmm. Is there good action in this thing?
Oh, yes, plenty. Like I'm not going to say what the whole...
Don't say the what, just...
It's lots of action.
Okay. And you like action books?
Yes, I do.
Do you ever get to a spot in any book where you kind of, as things slow down and it starts to lose you?
Not really.
Okay. So at least generally you can handle a slow spot? Or are you talking about in this book there isn't a place like that?
Yeah, and mainly all these Unwanted series, there's barely ever a place where you are kind of like, eh.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's probably the first little author pickup, for us is trying to do like she does, make it creative, make it interesting, make it appeal to lots of people with good, well-developed characters, and then keep the action moving so that your reader doesn't get that, like Sam said, that moment of, I gotta push through this is boring. Because your normal reader, if you got to a spot that was super boring, Sam, would you keep reading the book?
I don't know. It depends on how long the spot was.
Yeah, if it's too long, you're gonna lose them.
Yeah,
you have to assume that you'll lose them, so that way you try and keep it as interesting and fast moving as you can.
Yeah.
Okay, good answers so far. All right, who are the main characters?
Okay, so two main characters are Alex and Aaron.
Okay.
They're twins, and basically, Alex is a creative. He's very creative. He got the title Unwanted by being creative. And Aaron is the exact opposite. Does not like to be creative. Never wants to. He's not unwanted. He is very...
He fits in the...
Quill.
The Quill side of the society. Mm-hmm. And what are they, just all real, sort of like logical or mathematical, or they're just everything except artistic?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Or creative.
Yeah. So do they have magic over on their side?
No, they do not. And they don't know about the magic.
They don't even know about the magic.
Yeah, they think they're killing all the Unwanteds.
Now, how do they... That's kind of bizarre. How do they justify that?
They say that creativity will, like crumble the rationality of it.
Oh, so they turn creatives into the enemy, and so we're
Yeah.
protecting the group by getting rid of the creatives.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting twist on things. So interesting so far. Okay, so you've already explained the magic system. So we're going to skip question number 5, which was how does the magic system work? You already got us there. But it seems to me like you like fantasy books. This is definitely a fantasy book. Is that right? You like fantasy?
Yeah, I really enjoy fantasy. I mean, I'll take a good nonfiction, but fantasy really just has a way of pulling you in because you don't actually know what's going to happen because it could be literally anything.
It could be literally
that's
anything.
Fantasy.
Yeah. So do you read anything other than fantasy?
Yeah, I read some nonfiction for book club and school.
Okay, but when you're dealing with story, all the ones you do are fantasy.
Yeah, mostly.
Okay, all right. So a fantasy reader. We've already talked about if you've read any other books in this series, and you recommend all of them. In fact, it almost seemed like you liked the newest stuff even more so. Not to say that the beginning wasn't good, but it seems like it's holding your interest over the course of what 10 plus books.
Yeah, I think it's about. I'm not sure if it's 10, but maybe 7. I think.
Yeah. Well, we read the ones in the first series, and then there's the quest ones. So.
Oh yeah, like 7 in the first, 7 in the quest, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So Lisa McMahon, the author, if you were to give her a suggestion card on what she should write next, what would you suggest?
I would suggest a prequel of. So basically, Mr. Today is the one that started all the magic, started Arteme. Mm-hmm. I would like a prequel of his early life.
Ah, okay. So the story of the founder, he's like the old wise guy in this series, and like something from when he was younger and how he developed. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. And then on the last one, I know you don't write very much, but if you were to write something, you might have just answered it. If you were to write a story in the Unwanteds universe, it sounds like you would probably want to, learn about the stuff that happened beforehand. So if you were going to write something, you could kind of invent your own backstory for this guy.
Yeah, I think I probably would.
That could be kind of fun. It kind of make your own backstory. It still has to follow the same rules of magic, still has to have the same characters, and it has to link in real well. That would be kind of like a fan fiction sort of.
It'd be pretty hard though, because there's a lot of different things that you'd all have to put together, make sure all those things are going when you reach the end.
Yeah.
Or the beginning of the Unwanteds.
Have you ever thought about doing that?
No, not really. I'm just satisfied with what she has right now.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming and making your recommendations.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Bye, Sam.
Bye.
Our guest today is Sam.
Hello. I'm BT Higgins' son.
Hey, you can't say that. You gotta pretend like you're a professional something.
Okay. Hello, I'm Sam Higgins. I'm in here with rabid readers, and I'm going to be talking about the Unwanteds series.